some people, and you've seen these conversations on YouTube and videos and such, and in books, they talk about the chosen one, the chosen one. And I personally see chosen one as a potential for every human being, not the chosen one, perhaps a chosen one. It's something that's a potential inside all of us. So then it's which path is chosen. And is it you doing the choosing, or are you being called to it, or a mix of both? Those are all up to your own experiences and journeys. Now, I've mentioned in the past my own experiences with the dark side, having experiences with demonic visitation and such, and my own spirit guide being Cambion. The point being is that there's dangers to both. There's dangers to both paths. Path of light can lead to people losing themselves, giving into a leader, a cult leader, for example, to the arrogance of being, I'm saved, and you're not. Or, we're the chosen people, and you're not. That has caused wars, or at least been the excuse for it. In the dark path, sometimes the arrogance comes from extreme personal arrogance. Now, I can do anything, I can experience anything, or someone thinks they're a master manipulator, or that they're even going to summon these spirits, whether they're angelic or demonic, and maybe start bossing them around. And hey, if you do that successfully, that's on you. I'm not here to judge, folks. I'm talking my experience. My experience in that world was, I can't imagine, because I see the demonic ones as not necessarily evil, but initiators. They're there for your initiation, and they feed off the arrogance. And they feed off of your lustful emotions or your dysfunction. Say, for example, dopamine dysfunction to try to get a spiritual experience. I'm not talking about legitimate psychedelic trips like that. I'm talking about really going down a dark rabbit hole with something. They will feed off that. They'll say welcome and thank you. Carl Jung had mentioned, I may have talked about this before, the idea that we can work on shadow, overcome something, and then become arrogant, viewing others like, oh, they haven't worked on this and I have. It is a psychological thing that happens. And we're also talking adding a mystical level to it. And there's certainly a danger to following others blindly that often comes with the path of light. And I understand that these are difficult spiritual debates we have, because people are saying, look, I just want to, do the right thing, be a good person. I want good on the world. Does that mean I got to go through this sort of dark thing too? My answer to that question is an absolute yes. And it will change you. When we mentioned the demonic aspect earlier, I would sometimes ask my spirit guides about them, and sometimes I would just get intuitions about them, and they were just so either neutral or blasé, or just on their own path, working on their own things, and sharing with you what you needed in that second, and extremely non-judgmental, extremely powerful, and not to be ignored. Part of the ecosystem of the cycle of the multiverse. Not to be sanitized away from with some grand saving. Cleansing's good. As an exercise, yes. But don't think you're, grandfully saved away, whisked away from anything bad. Seeing the light. Think of the light as a crack peeking through this dark cave, and you can get to it, but you gotta go through the cave first. And don't ignore what you see on the way, because there's so many valuable things to be learned there on the way. That's the importance of the pause. That's the importance of the silence and the gut feelings and the intuition. Of course, we're going to be somewhat afraid of the dark. That's because we're supposed to be. That's because we grow on the other side of it. And again, I'm saying there's a difference between the dark and actual quote-unquote evil. The reason why it's turned evil oftentimes, I think, is just so that we do just look away from it, hoping what it'll sanitize or just go away with some grand ultimate cleanse. But you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything if you're just saying, oh, that has nothing to do with me anymore. Of course it does. You're a human. And when you wake up tomorrow, there will be shadows waiting to whisper to you when you wake up. It's part of the journey. But let me put it to you this way. I went through my own personal initiation in the demonic world. And during that tower moment, like the tower card in the tarot I've mentioned, the being of light was still there. The artist, the musician, the one who's interested in healing, who wants to do good things. In fact, that light side of me, you might say, actually became stronger, and I want to help others more than before I entered that dark initiation. So you see, there's value in both dark and light. At least I speak from my own experience. My name is Daniel Michael. You're listening to Main Street Universe. Remember to trust your deep intuitions and to dream well here on this Wednesday evening. Thank you all.